Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to watch the video. Always very grateful for that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the 3 best ways to rig a wacky rig. Wacky rig, in my opinion, is probably, I'm going to rate it on the top 5 greatest bass catching lures of all time. Especially it's made a big presence known over the last probably 10 years or so. And there's 3 different ways to rig it. I think a lot of people just think there's one way to rig it, but I'm going to show you the 3 ways that I like to set it up in today's video based upon the conditions you're fishing. Also, guys, a quick reminder that I just want to let everybody know that Tackle Warehouse is now carrying my Blaukat Solar Series RB2 and RB3 series sunglasses. If you guys would like to get a pair through Tackle Warehouse, I'll put the link in the description, and you can also use it to get some lures or whatever you're looking for. It's a good way to support the channel and much appreciated here. Okay guys, I'm going to show you the 3 different ways that you can rig a wacky rig depending upon the situation you're fishing. So we'll sort of go over, each situation, each scenario, and let you know when you need to rig it under a certain way. So first of all, let's just talk about the traditional way of rigging it. And this is the Zoom's Linky, which is my favorite soft plastic stick bait. Doesn't matter if you use the Cinco or trick worm or whatever. But the traditional way, the first way, is just rigging it straight through the center like that. And one thing about it, guys, you've heard me talk about this, I do not like the little O-rings that people have in there. I think that the only reason people use an O-ring is they think they're going to save some baits. But when you use an O-ring, your hook is positioned like this in the O-ring, and that bait falls down like this. And when you set the hook, your hook is not in the best position. If you rig it without an O-ring and come straight through the middle like this, the bait falls like this, so you've got the hook point coming up, and those fish come up and hit it from any angle. You set the hook, it goes right into their upper lip. I don't lose very many baits at all just hooking it like this. So right through the middle, usually with it like a 1/0 straight shank Gamakatsu hook, rigged like that. And the time that you want to use this is when you want the wacky to have a real slow fall. So this would be a situation for fishing it around any type of shallow cover. Probably my favorite scenario is skipping this thing underneath boat docks. Really good, and anytime the fish are in less than 5 foot of water, and the days that you don't have much wind. It's got a real quiet, subtle presentation. It's a sight bait, and when you rig it just with a hook like this, as it falls, the little tails on each end, they sort of vibrate like that on the way down. Sort of gives them time to do that. So this is probably the most popular way, and this is the way everybody thinks they should rig a soft plastic stick bait. The next way to rig one is actually with a different head. This is the Gamakatsu tricky head, otherwise known as a flick shake head. And same type of deal, you come through the middle, and the flick shake head, guys, I'll link this in the description of the video. This thing, you definitely need to get some of these, 1/16 of an ounce also. This has got a 1/16 of an ounce head. It's got a weed guard. Usually I cut the weed guard off. But anytime that I wacky rig in with this particular tricky head like this, or the flick shake head, is when I want the bait to fall a little bit faster, or if I need to go deeper with it. So let's say, for example, if I'm fishing it on a really windy day, like the wind's blowing 20 miles an hour, or if I'm trying to get it down in deeper water, a wacky rig is a really good bait to fish down in 20-25 foot of water. And this is the way you do it, by putting it on this little tricky head there. It gets it down a lot quicker. And also the 1/16 of an ounce head on there will fall slow enough that it keeps your little tails wagging too. So that's another way to do it. Now the final way to do it, so it's more of an old school version of the tricky head. That's just taking a lead weight. And usually what I do with the lead weight is I come right through the middle of it to where it just starts to come out the other end like that. And then I'll just clip it off. Just my lead nail there, I'll clip it off. So I've got some extra added weight in there. And then I'll just hook it like that. Now the time that I use this, guys, is when I want a little bit more of a natural presentation without having the wacky head on there. Because if I got this wacky head on there, I do have that head that stands out a little bit. So this would be a situation, again, if I need to get the bait down a little bit deeper. If it's windy, or if, a little bit deeper, and if the fish are extremely finicky. If the fish are not very finicky, I'll go to the wacky head like this. But if the fish are really highly pressured and finicky, a lot of times I'll just put that little weight in there. And the good thing about the weight is, the nail weights come in different sizes. You can clip them off, or you can put 2 or 3 of them in. It just depends on how fast you need to have it go through there. But this is a good way to fish as well. And some people, I've seen a lot of people, guys, they'll put it in the head of it like this. They'll just come through and they'll put some in the head just like that, and then they'll clip it off. But I've always had better success just putting it like I showed you right through the middle there. So anyway, guys, wacky rig, man, you can't beat it. One of the things about a wacky rig, I think a lot of people have this this perception that it's just a springtime bait. It's not. It's a bait that you can catch fish on all year long. You know, anytime those fish are in shallow water around shallow targets. And also if you are fishing some deeper points in the summertime of the year. I've been fishing with, you know, my buddy Johnny Schultz, who's, you know, I've seen him fish this type of a rig in 20 to 25 feet of water and catch fish. And another time that it's real good, not in the springtime of the year, like in the summer and the fall time, is all you guys out there that fish these big spotted bass lakes, like all the Alabama lakes that have spotted bass, guys fish Lake Norman in North Carolina. If you got some piling style docks, you know, the boat docks that have pilings and are not floating, a wacky rig is a great lure to catch those spotted bass that live around those docks in the hot weather months and in the fall time of the year. It's also a really good suspended fish bait. So another way I've caught them on it in the summertime is just to take the straight hook and throw it around like bridge piers, you know, let it sink down the side of those bridge piers, throw it down like wave breaks and some deeper commercial docks, just that slow float will get them if those fish are suspended around those docks. So it's deadly, man. It is it's one of those baits that's not going to go away. It doesn't telegraph itself. It's natural. And this bait's going to be just as good 20 years from now as it is right now. So anyway, I hope it helped you guys out. We'll talk later.